Coach Greg, and today is episode 2 of my Q&A, and so I'm basically going to go through as many questions as I can and answer them quickly. And so, without further ado, I just want to remind you I'm not a doctor. Don't take this as medical advice. I'm just giving you my opinion, which counts for shit. So just watch and learn and ignore everything I say, and don't do anything I suggest, and enjoy life. All right. Let's start with the first question. What's your opinion of HRT clinics? I spoke with an endocrinologist about TRT, but is there any difference between like a Titan Medical, for example, versus an endocrinologist? Okay, so yeah, there's a huge difference. Basically, an HRT clinic or an anti-aging clinic is basically a place where doctors can prescribe you steroids legally. And they're kind of like drug dealers, or they can basically do what maybe they shouldn't, but choose to, and there is a lot of money involved. So you can walk in and get Anavar and Deca and testosterone and MK677 and peptides and so on, even if you don't really need it. If you go to an endocrinologist, they aren't going to give you Deca and Anavar and all these different drugs unless you absolutely do need it. So if you're trying to get a prescription for steroids or whatever, and you go to an endocrinologist, chances are very low that you're going to get anything unless you actually need it. If you go to an HRT clinic, anti-aging clinic, all those types of things, very likely you will be able to get one. I got my prescription from an endocrinologist. They went and made me get tested twice, blood work. My testosterone levels were severely crashed. Not in low normal, way below normal. Like a 95-year-old, below normal for a 95-year-old. So don't think you can just get an endocrinologist to prescribe you what you want. It's very difficult. So there's your difference. Fugitive Irons asked, if you're on TRT, would 12 weeks of RAD 140 need a PCT? Thank you. No. If you're on TRT, you never need a PCT. A PCT is to get your test production back to normal. If you're on TRT, it means you're already on test. You can't make your body produce test if you're already on test. That doesn't work. So if you're on RAD and you stop taking RAD, you just continue with your HRT. That's as simple as it gets. No need for a PCT ever, ever, never. No matter what you ask, if you're on an HRT, you don't need PCT. Always Like a Boss asks, what's Baby Nakies' actual name? Okay, well, Baby Nakey, we call her Baby Nakey, call him Baby Nakey all the time. However, we did buy this cat from another breeder who named Baby Nakey Gargoyle, but we never ever call Baby Nakey Gargoyle, but if you look on its adoption papers, that's the name. Mike the Cat's Ass asks, Greg, do you ever drink alcohol? The answer is yes. If I do drink alcohol, I drink light beer or hard liquor, as in vodka. I try to not drink regular beer or sugary type drinks or wine, all that has so much extra calories. So when I'm trying to drink, I try to drink the fewest amount of calories and I try not to drink too much. Alcohol is not good for you and it'll cause you to gain weight and be hungover, which sucks. Gordon B asks, in women's bikini, why do they require them to take fake tanners? They all look black. It's bikini. Come on. Don't require a tanner for bikini. The reason is they don't need to take a tanner. They don't need to spray tan. They don't need any tan. However, they would look like white Casper the Friendly Ghosts on stage next to everyone else who's tan. The more tanned you are, the leaner you look. If I get more tan, like I have somewhat of a tan, but if I'm more tan, I'll look leaner. Leaner's better. So rather than have to diet 2 more weeks and look leaner, you could just get a spray tan and look leaner. So they do it because they want to do it, not because they need to do it. It's more of a, I don't want to look like Casper. I want to look dark and tan and lean. And to the uneducated or average viewer, they might think it looks stupid. But on stage, it doesn't look bad at all. And on stage is where you're being judged, hence the tans. Next person's name I can't pronounce. It's Sunafit Le Kemluanglat. He asks, Greg, can I run Masteron E with just EQ and no test and get lean? Well, the answer is yes, you can run anything with anything or run nothing with nothing and get lean. You can run nothing, you can run everything, you can get lean. Getting lean is calories in, calories out. Better question is, should I? No, you should always use test as a base. You should have testosterone in your body. Masteron and EQ will obviously suppress your body, and I will always suggest a test base, even if it's just 50 or 100 milligrams of test a week, just enough to replace your natural test production. You can't go wrong in having test as a base, so always start a cycle with test as your base. Doesn't have to be 500 milligrams, it can be 50, it could be 100. A normal human athletic male is only going to produce maybe 70 milligrams of test a week. So people who are on HRT taking 100, 150, you're already taking plenty. So don't worry about it, just take a little bit of test, that's what you should do. Not that you should do anything I ever suggest. This is a reminder that I'm an absolute moron who's taken steroids. Nothing I say has of any merit whatsoever. The fact that I've taken steroids means that everything I've ever done in my life is now non-important and not meaningful in any way. Any information I've learned over my life is irrelevant now because I'm not natural anymore. Next, Mike asks, does GH make your dick grow? And the answer is no, unfortunately it does not. If it did, boy, there would be a lot of people taking growth hormone for dick growth. Neil Maxfield asks, is it harmful to take a PCT if you don't need it? The answer is it may be harmful. It's not needed. Then you could take a PCT, and then what that's going to do is increase your test production. Then when you stop the PCT, you're actually going to slow down your test production. And if you do it too bad, or if you get unlucky, you could actually need a PCT for your PCT. Does that even make sense? You do a PCT, and then you come off the PCT, and your body's used to this PCT making it produce testosterone. And so now you need a PCT to keep it going. If you just randomly throw in PCTs just for shits and giggles, that's wrong. That's dumb. That's like saying, oh, I'll just add Nova just in case I have an estrogen problem. I'll add Arimidex in case to prevent gyno. Well, if your estrogen is already low and you take it, it makes it worse. So is it harmful? Potentially, yes. So don't do it if you don't need it. Kerpal321 asks, what steroids do I need to take to look like 1996 Shawn Michaels or 1989 Rick Rude? Now, I know a lot of you think this is a stupid question, but it's actually not, because a lot of people think there's a certain steroid that you take to look a certain way. Like, if I want to look like The Rock, I need to take Test and Trend. If I want to look like Jeff Seed, I just take Masteron and Anavar. If I want to look like Ravishing Rick Rude, then I need EQ. No, all of it's stupid, okay? There's no steroid to look a certain way. It's mostly diet and genetics, and the drugs that you take just add muscle. Steroids make you bigger. I could take I could take all water-intensive steroids, like Test and D-Ball and Anadrol, and just blow it up like crazy. But if I'm on a very strict low-calorie diet and I'm depleted and I'm 5% body fat, I'm going to still look shredded. I'm not going to look bloated. So diet is more going to impact how you look than the actual steroid you use. And you can't just think, oh, if I took Tren or at this dose or I copied Big Ramy cycle, then I'll also get big. It doesn't work like that. Genetics plays such a huge role in what muscle you can build that you can't just copy this, say this, or a movie star cycle is this, and to look like a bikini girl, you do this. Some girls in bikini take Tren. Doesn't mean you should take Tren to look like a bikini girl. A lot of girls take Anavar. Doesn't mean that Anavar makes you look like a bikini girl. So just forget it. Work hard, train hard. Supplements will help. Doesn't matter which one. Just do what you think is right. Next question is, what's a good fat burner? I'm at 28% body fat. Okay, every fat burner is a good fat burner if you like it. They all work essentially the same. There's not like one fat burner that's amazing. Every over-the-counter fat burner basically is a stimulant. It makes you more energy, more wired, less hungry. That's really how it's making you burn calories. If you're more energy and you're fidgeting and you're shaking around a little bit, you burn more calories. Not a lot more, but enough more. But the biggest difference in fat burners is increased energy and decreased appetite. So if you eat less and move more, you're gonna burn off more calories and be in a bigger deficit. That's how fat burners work. There's no magic fat burner. I mean, there's dangerous ones like DNP, super dangerous, super unhealthy, can kill you. These are things I don't suggest you take. There's other fat burners like Clen and T3. They boost your calorie burning a little bit, but it's very, very small compared to what you think. So almost no fat burner is going to add more than, say, what doing 15 minutes of cardio would do. So you can say, oh, this person's ripped because they take Clen and they take T3 and all this. But if they went for a 30-minute walk every day, it would burn more fat than all those fat burners are taking, except for probably DNP. But literally, it's calories in, calories out. And if you take fat burners, you're gonna burn off a little bit more calories, but not a lot more. So fat burners do help, but way less than you think, way less than you want them to. The reason I use fat burners, well, right now I'm taking GW501516, but that's more for cardiovascular endurance. I take a pre-workout to go to the gym. I'm not taking Clen, and I'm not on T3, and I'm not on fat burners and DNP or any of these things. I'm guest posing in a week and a half. This might be recorded later, but whatever. It's the September 23, I think, today. So I'm a week and a half out from guest posing. I'm not on some special magic fat burner. However, I bike ride a lot, and I don't eat much. I'm eating like 2,500 calories a day, which for me is a nightmare. Anyway, that's it. Fat burner, pick the one you want and go with it. Next question. Hey, doc. Not a doctor. How does your current TRT with low-dose primo compare to a regular primo cycle? Let's say 6 months of what you're doing versus 10 weeks of a good test and primo cycle. Okay, the cycle that I'm doing of test and primo, which is 80 milligrams of test, 120 milligrams of primo every 5 days versus a test and primo cycle. The current cycle I'm on now for test and primo is not enough for me to grow muscle at all. It's way below what I would need to get jacked, okay? The fact of the matter is, I'm 44 years old and I've done massive cycles in my past. And by massive, I don't mean Eric Chernevsky or Konevsky cycles. I mean like, I'm doing like 700 test and 700 EQ and like 500 trend, stuff like that. Like a pretty big cycle, but not like redonkulous. Now, when I'm now on a normal cycle or HRT amount, I'm not gonna get bigger. If I did a test and primo cycle for 10 weeks, I would get bigger. So in 6 months of doing what I'm doing, I won't get bigger. In 10 weeks of an actual, say, 700 test and 1,000 primo, I could get bigger, okay? That's not really my goal. I compete in classic. I'm trying not to die. I'm 44. My health matters a little bit, not a whole lot, but some. You know, I do ride a bike. And so an HRT dose should be enough to maintain yourself for whatever period of time that you're doing it for. And then when you bump it up, we call this blast and cruise. Basically, I'm on like a cruise. I'm on SARMs and stuff too. That's not the only thing I'm on because I'm trying to get a little bit better. But anyway, I have other videos on that. So basically, blast and cruise, you're gonna just maintain, then you blast and you get some size, then you're gonna get off the blast and lose some size and maintain. So that's that, hopefully that answers that. Goku Kakak asks, Greg, do a video on whether or not you need to eat weekly surplus in calories, cheat meals, to reset your metabolism. No, you do not need to cheat or reset metabolism. There's no such thing as this. There's no you eat a junk and then it boosts your metabolism magically. So what happens when you do a cheat? All right, I need to cheat. Metabolism's slow, which is bullshit. If I eat on a deficit, I'm gonna lose fat. I don't care if I've been dieting for 16 years straight. If I'm in a deficit, I'm still gonna lose weight. It just happens. If I'm in a surplus, I'll gain weight. So let's say I say, oh, I'm gonna throw in a cheat. I'm gonna add 1,000 calories today. I had 1,000 calories. Will my metabolism raise some? Yes. How much will it raise? Let's say 300 calories. So I eat an extra 1,000 and my metabolism boosts by 300. We'll call it NEAT calories, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I'm more energy. Yeah, I'm wired from my 1,000 calorie cheat. I burn off 300. What's the net result? I'm 700 calories above what I was. What does that mean? It means I'm not gonna lose weight because I ate 700 calories more than I needed to. Does that reset my metabolism for the week and now I can burn? No. What it does is you're 700 calories above, then you diet the next week, and then say you're in a 500 calorie deficit. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 6 days, 500 calorie deficit, 3,000. One day you're 700 over. So 3,000 minus 700, you're a 2,300 deficit. So do you lose weight in the week? Yes. Resetting from a cheat does not exist. Will your metabolism go up for that day? Yes. And then it'll go back down. It's not going to continue to burn all this magic calories for the rest of the week. You can't just say, oh, if I eat a 16-inch pizza, 3,000 calories, then my metabolism will speed up. Yeah, it might by 1,000, but you're still 2,000 in the hole from the 2,000 extra calories you have to burn. And then it takes you till Wednesday to burn that off, and then you lose weight the rest of the week. Calories in, calories out. Consistency on a daily basis is better than one day cheating a week. And that's a wrap. GregDoucette.com. That's my website for coaching. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Watch this and watch this. Couple of videos, Q&A, and something else. And until next time, I'm out.